What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by two things. Since we don't do any sponsorships here on the channel, I'll go ahead and chill them out real quick. The first is my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and the second is a new podcast I just launched called Chasing Infinity. It is myself and ChatGPT as my AI co-host, and we dive into a wide range of topics in short-form videos just like these. So check it out. Links in the description below, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, let's jump into another answering your Splinterlands comments video, and we'll just go ahead and dive in because I took the weekend off, so here we are. We're going to start off with Joffrey's, and this is to a previous answering comments video. Unfortunately, Matt keeps breaking the game with unbalanced OP cards. I don't see myself buying anything anymore. Cards are becoming ridiculously overpriced and overpowered. This game has become pay to play. Well, the rough news there is that it's always been pay to play. I mean, pay to win. I think that's what you were going for. But either way, it's always been pay to play. It's always been pay to win. So, you know, there's nothing really earth shattering there. I will say this though. I agree with you in the sense of like, I'm not buying anything anymore. Obviously, I have not gone heavy into Rebellion. I have not gone into any of the promo cards, as good as I think that they are. And I'm waiting it out to see. So my counter to this is, if you're not able to figure out how to earn or play on like a budget, meaning that like with cards being super cheap right now, specifically Chaos Legion in modern format, and with SPS being super cheap to rent, if you're not able to do that profitably, I would say that's user error, because it's definitely possible. I've seen it. I haven't done it myself just because I don't have the time, but you know, there is an opportunity, there is an arbitrage, and I think certain people are taking advantage of it. In fact, I've talked about it on these previous types of videos, right, where I see multiple accounts, similar names. I don't believe that they're botting accounts, but it's just, you know, somebody understands that they can get a lot of value for less than what they're putting in and not having to own anything. So whether that's good or bad, it doesn't matter, but people have the opportunity to do that. Now, for the people who already own these cards, or for the people that are, you know, not on the other side of this, I get it. And actually, I'm going to give you a point here. This may change when Chaos Legion rotates out of modern format, right? I think that's something everybody is a little nervous about, right? Obviously, I've been calling for it. I think that we should do it. I think overall, for the health of the game, it'll be better. But there's a chance, right? There's a chance that all these cards that are super cheap to rent, or whatever the case is, will get into a situation, and if, for example, like the bull run doesn't take off, and SPS doesn't take off, and the flywheel doesn't activate, and SPS stays low, we could get into a situation where, you know, a majority of the people, to get cards, it'll either be super expensive, or they won't be able to rent whatever that they need or cover their costs in the in wild format. But until we actually see that happening, I'm going to take the optimist side. I know, and you can call it cope, and that's fine. I'm going to take the optimist side because I think Bitcoin is at a point where it's ready to get into price discovery mode, and we've all seen what happens when that does occur roughly every 4 years. So I do think that the game is going to be in a better position, and if SPS goes up even just slightly from here, we'll all be singing a very, very different tune. But that's all I got for you in this. All right, Apollo says, anything, I think you mean anytime tournaments are the only way it's fair and can work for people everywhere. Very hard to get everyone on the game at the same time. I mean, I agree. I don't like it. I mean, I can agree with you that obviously it makes sense for people when you have a worldwide game, but I just don't like it. And if you ever want to have like something that's esports, something that people tune into, and make it a competitive environment, I don't think that anytime tournaments are the way to go. Like, you're never going to see that with other types of games. Granted, you know, Splinterlands is an auto battler, so everything auto resolves, but I just don't think you're going to see that. So Paul says, just make live tournaments as well as anytime. What you're saying won't work for most, just a few. Well, so again, my point is that we don't have to get rid of any time tournaments, and I don't think that we ever will, but there's a massive missed opportunity here, and I do not like seeing the amount of SPS, right? So it's not like get rid of any time tournaments. I mean, again, I wouldn't mind if we got rid of them, but I understand that they still have a value there. But the amount of SPS that's being given out to them versus the amount that could be, you know, allocated towards doing larger, maybe not necessarily in person, but live tournaments, it's a huge, huge missed marketing opportunity. All right, Timless Pink, you're giving your IGN. I think you did this on the wrong video. Just FYI, if you're watching this, it's got to be on the giveaway video. Otherwise, it's not going to pull in. Triple Strike says 24/7 anytime, still the best. Players all around the world. If you can make 50 attendance in, let's say, 8 hours, then that makes sense. The only thing, it becomes lively if SPS goes higher, where every player tell you I'm making like this in tournament. Yeah, so I agree with you. I would love to see SPS go higher for a multitude of reasons, but the first of which would be it would make tournaments definitely more competitive. Now, there's another argument to be made that I've seen people make, and I agree with, of like, we're just giving out, like, if you're paying out all the way to like 128th place, that's not competitive anymore. That's like a participation trophy, right? Especially if that covers your fee to enter in or pays you more and not enough people are entering. I would rather see it saved for like the top 16. And I know that's going to suck, and it might deter, the people from participating, but like, it's just, I don't know. That's just kind of where I see things at. So BJY King. Okay, so this is for the giveaway. This is for a giveaway. So perfect. We'll just heart those. All right. So Pilac says they should make the game auto select logical targets for tactics if you're unable to do so. Like if you select -2 magic from Nomos, then priority would be biggest magic damage monsters. I wonder if third-party bots are now able to apply tactics efficiently. I don't know if they are now. I don't even know how the tactics stuff is working for the biggest bot users. Since it's not because I'm not it's not because I'm anti-bot. I haven't been following what they're doing, and I don't have any tactics summoners myself, nor am I currently botting. But I can imagine that being the case in the future, where you can put in different kinds of preferences, because we've already seen that type of thing with botting services. I don't know that we'll see that in game ever, though. It's like show up or not, right? If it becomes an issue where people are getting like disconnected, then maybe I can see the team considering that. But otherwise, like I don't know why you would ever put that in automatically. All right, International Travel Channel. Thank you for the comment. Dennis says, when Splinterlands begins to need many new players, the team understood that they will sell no more packs and is counting on whales to pay ridiculous prices for the promo cards. They are trying to extend the game life to see if a miracle happens in the near future. As soon as CL moves out of Modern, the poor players will buy bots and stay in Wild. The 200 whales will buy any promos and Conclave Arcana and will battle between them. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're wrong in any of that. I'm not going to disagree with you. I think that could be oversimplifying certain aspects of it. I genuinely believe that there will be players playing at the lower levels in Modern in the future. If the rewards there are good, and you can battle your way up the liquidity bots, right, and still get into like silver or gold, and you have a decent amount of SPS staked, and you're able to dip into that pool, and there's only 200 players there instead of 2,000 players, yeah, you're going to do pretty well, right? And I think that will encourage enough folks who, even the folks who like the min-max, especially the folks who like the min-max, that will go in and buy whatever cards that they need from Conclave Arcana or Rebellion. Now, again, all of this is shaded by the fact that, we're expecting a bull run, or as you say, a miracle. So if that does happen, that changes things. If it doesn't happen, well, that's where things could get even dicier than they've been. But I think most of us are operating under that fact. I want to call that out because that is cope for a lot of people. And I've said many, many times, and I'll reiterate it again to take your point, to take your side here, that projects, like the projects that do well in the bull market, at least from my experience, have been the ones that are brand new and that have not been around for a while. Splinterlands is obviously in the latter of that. And there's a chance that we don't do fantastically. In fact, that's kind of my expectation, which is why I'm calling for such a low kind of blow off top. I mean, people look at that and they're like, and again, my price prediction is just whatever. It's not financial advice. It's just I'm pulling it out of my butt. I'm just saying, like, I don't expect fireworks from Splinterlands, but I do expect to be able to get to a much more sustainable ecosystem and kind of business operation for the team. Snowball says, I think people are panicking that they can't afford it and will ruin the game, but forget how few there will be in the game. So you know what's interesting about that? I agree. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, the game is not in an ideal state at the moment, meaning that, Chaos Legion is overprinted, Rebellion, is underrepresented. So that's definitely a shade reasoning that I will put out there, or shade of bias that I'll put out there. But for example, like I don't come across a lot of rebellion summoners or like Tofu or the top rebellion summoners as much in my battles when I'm playing modern. Now, here's the thing. Part of that could be due to what I said earlier, but I think that there's actually a significant portion that is also due to the fact that, yes, I don't have the cards, so therefore I'm always going to be a tier 300 to 500 level player, right? Ranked 300 to 500. And if the top players are all the ones getting those, then yeah, I kind of never run into them. Will I ever beat them if I do run into them? No, so that sucks. But at the same time, I'm happy with where I'm at, right? In terms of like the investment, right? Or entertainment money that I've paid for these cards and the amount of return that I'm getting, aka the fun, as well as the SPS that I'm earning. So at this point in time, I highly encourage people, again, not to invest in the game because I think that could lead to a very dangerous place. And this is not financial advice. This is not an investment channel, but play the game however you want. There's folks that are playing with no owned cards right now, right? They're able to go in, rent SPS, rent the cards that they need, and they're coming out ahead. And they're presumably having fun. Maybe they're treating the game like a day job, but I mean, there's worse things that you could be doing, I guess, if that's the case. All right, so Tails for the giveaway as well. Very cool. All right, so Matthew Young says, I hate the payouts of tournaments. It makes it so non-competitive. There's no reason to pay out the top 128. I'd say top 16 to top 32 at most. Make the buy-in higher so you actually have skin in the game. Tournaments are, as they are, basically SPS giveaway. You don't even have to make it round 2 in some cases to get your buyback in. So I agree with Matthew. I mentioned this earlier. I might have even been inspired from Matthew after probably seeing his comments in passing. So yes, that I 100% agree. We're paying out way too high, and the snowballs brings up a good point here. I like the idea, but if you decrease the rewards, increase the cost, a lot less people will play. Now, here's the thing: we're burning, I don't know, a decent amount of DEC for tournaments, but it's not like overwhelming. I would say we could reduce the cost slightly if we want to encourage people to participate, but at the same time, like competition should be stiff, competition should be fierce, and maybe you should only be participating if you think that you can get in, right? If you think that you can win. So, I don't know. I agree with the thoughts, though. Keegs says, I think they can do it with the same time frame. If you're first, then you get a notification, then you get some tactics select. Yeah, maybe. This is when I was kind of complaining about tactics and anytime tournaments. All right, so we got more for the giveaway. I'll go ahead and just put that in. So KGM responded here to the giveaway video saying, at time we should get rid of the Spellbook. New players have no idea what the value of it is. And if they're able to start earning from the start, maybe it would get them hooked. Well, I think that you should require the Spellbook in order to earn. But I do believe the team is working on some free-to-play stuff, which should be coming out, I presume, in the near future, right? They've been talking about it for a while. I don't know if that's like before or after like the mobile wrap and the tech modernization, but we will be hearing about it at some point in the near future is my hope. I don't know when. I guess the next town hall wouldn't be for a couple of weeks, but maybe we hear about within the next couple of weeks by the next town hall or at the next town hall. DJ says, Lost was a great show. I would argue that Game of Thrones did the same more recently, but your point is a good one. All right, so we got into some rabbit hole stuff on the live stream, but that's awesome, DJ. So I'll say this though. The difference between Lost and Game of Thrones is that Lost was technically on like a network show, whereas Game of Thrones was on a cable. And I know that doesn't mean much nowadays, but you go back like 20 years, even like 15 years, and a lot of people didn't have HBO. In fact, I growing up didn't have cable and access to HBO and all that stuff, right? So network TV was the only way. Obviously, Game of Thrones, I think, got to a point where everybody felt like they needed HBO, or like a significant amount of people needed HBO. But there was a slight difference there, which is why I say Lost was like the last one that you could literally just like buy a random antenna at a shop, right? Hook it up to your TV, your old ass TV, and tune in to was ABC, CBS, or probably ABC, I think. So International Travel Channel, do they burn? Do the burn by burn cycle. Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention that in the video. I'll do it on the next one. You know what? I like doing the giveaways for folks. It's fun, and people participate. and I want to give back on the channel. So that's a fun way we can do it. If they choose to do that, the burn by burn cycle, then awesome. For people unfamiliar, the first giveaway that I'd sent out, I think it was like 3,000 DEC. Shout out to Paul TRX, who took that DEC, bought SPS with it, burned the SPS for DEC, bought more SPS, burned, bought, burn, bought, burn. I don't know how many times he did it, maybe like 4 or 5 times. In total, burned like 1,500 SPS. So this came from like 300 SPS-ish, right? And then he was able to burn an additional 1,500 SPS with that. So it was kind of interesting. Yes, you should do a bulk buy, says Leandro. Okay, cool. Well, if people are in and will entrust me, then we'll consider it. DJ says, unfortunately, there isn't going to be any bulk discount, so I don't see why people would do a group buy anymore. But maybe, not trying to crush your dreams of a poppable card. I mean, if people want to do it, yeah, you're right. There probably won't be bulk discounts. But if people want to be a part of the movement, I don't know what kind of movement it'll be. Then we can do something with it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll see when things get closer. All right, so Dennis says, the team found an easy way to get money fast. The problem is that the easy way is, in most cases, the worst way in long time. All right, you're going to have to back that statement up. You can't rank up to champion without tofu. That is overpowered and kill Darth Squirrel. In every game, there are balances, trying to make is as fun as possible and not frustrated. I can win 5 in a row, but when I guy with tofu shows up, I know my streak is over. The feeling of playing the game is frustration, and the fix, release another $500 card to counter it. It's ridiculous. The old CEO left and left hope. Matt is stubborn as well. It's sad. Why not balance cards? Why? Okay, so what's interesting here, and what's interesting here about this, Dennis, is okay. You're complaining about tofu, and then you're complaining about the promo cards. I'll get on your side about the promo cards. Those are obviously exclusive. But if the promo cards are a counter to tofu, then you're saying that tofu is the problem, right? Tofu is a summoner. Here's the deal. Tofu is available at the same price for everybody. Now, I know it doesn't seem like that, but packs are still available in the store, meaning that you and everybody else has the same chance to go out and get tofu. So complaining about tofu and the price of tofu, I actually think is counterproductive. Right? Because, and to even say that that's a problem, in my opinion, is just factually wrong. We want cards to not just hold their value, but to go up in value. And tofu is a card that actually has, I mean, I'll agree with you, and I'll give you the fact that, like, is it unbalanced? Sure. It seems like it's getting spammed all over the place. But the fact is, for the next 45 days-ish, right? Month and a half, tofu is available at the same price for everybody. If you want, you can go buy the packs, but you're going to have to roll the dice and hit the casino like everybody else. Or you can pay the premium for the people that did roll the dice, open the tofu, and are selling it for $50, $60, right? It is what it is. In terms of balance, like, I want to give you that one. I just don't have enough data. I haven't faced tofu enough or seen what it's like at the top. I mean, I've heard about it, so I understand that that's probably the case. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like everything is still somewhat situational. Granted, we'll see. Maybe you'll be right in the long run. I don't understand the I'm not going to buy, but it'll be fun to see her destroying my team every time. Thinking, are people masochists? I mean, I don't like the fact that she'll be destroying my team, but since Heloise is only going to be 100, I kind of referred to this earlier. I probably won't be seeing her much, but it is what it is. At the end of this day, pay to win if you want to be competitive. All right, Asma says, yeah, I mean, you start releasing, you said every 3 months like Magic does. Yeah, the team is not getting the income. The DAO does. That's true, but the team did get income for it from the DAO and kind of prepaid itself. But hopefully the DAO comes out ahead in the long run. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and actually end this here. I used to do these videos super long, but I prefer to leave them a little bit shorter and more bite-sized for you guys. And that way I feel better about doing them more often. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Leave any more other comments here. I'm getting into the habit of doing these again. People seem to be enjoying them. I've gotten good feedback on it. So I appreciate you guys for taking the time to leave a comment, and I hope that I can get to any and all of them, either via videos like these or in text response. So once again, if I just give you a heart, then you probably have something here, unless it's a giveaway. I'm not, although I guess I'm doing those on stream now too. But have an amazing rest of your day, guys. I'll catch you all on the next one and see you around the game. Take care.